Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome in. Thank you for joining us today. We are very excited to have you here for today's presentation on a new outlook on Outlook. My name is Adam Crowley. I'm an engagement manager here at Fit Technologies, and I am here to present today's speaker, Mike Calkins. Like always, today's presentation will be recorded, and I will share a link to a brief survey. Please do look for that survey and try to fill it out before you go today. We always appreciate that feedback. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat, and we will do our best to answer those along the way. And with that, I will turn it over to Mike, where he will be providing his tips and tricks for getting the most out of your new Outlook.
Hey, thanks there, Adam. I appreciate you. Super excited to be with everybody today. Talk a little bit about the new features and new Outlook. Sorry, new teams last one. But before we get into this, I wanted to say sorry. I have a cold, so if you hear my cough drop or if you hear me break out into a coughing fit, that's on me. I'll try to mute myself. I know that a lot of us have had some great disdain for major changes in technology, whether it be in Outlook, whether it be your phone, or whatever it is. It's whenever there's a big change, it's something you don't wanna have to deal with, and you put off as long as you can. Well, I know that this try the new Outlook button has always been something that people have really tried to put off doing. So before we get into that, just give me 1 second here. I'm going to change a couple settings so you can see my mouse a little bit better. I don't think you're going to be able to see these on my screen, but I'm going to do them anyway. Cool. All right, so hopefully everyone can see my mouse a little bit better here. All righty. So before we get in, I want to just say that I am no Mike Rufford or Jess Jursek or Adam Crowley here. So hopefully after following along with some of these tips and tricks, you'll be able to, feel comfortable with clicking that new Outlook button and moving on. I do think that one of my favorite aspects of the new Outlook is the way that it is more modern and sleek and it looks streamlined. Another thing to note is this: a lot of the settings in old classic Outlook are in this File button, and in the File area, it's a little bit disjointed and not very easy to use, thus making it a little bit difficult if you're not an expert. So with that, I'm going to go over to this try the new Outlook button and see where we go from there. One thing to note is that when you're clicking it for the first time, you might have a few seconds delay as it updates features and settings. Don't be alarmed if yours takes a little bit longer than mine does. All right, so you're gonna get this error here or this notification. So we're gonna just click switch. It's gonna take a second. It's gonna disappear off your screen, and we are gonna pull it back. And I'm going to reshare my screen here. And all right, might be a little bit too big there. All right, hopefully everyone can see my screen. Cool. All right. So as you can see here, it's a lot more sleek. There's a lot, it's more modern styling. The inboxes are all in one setting here. There's not multiple inboxes. It's just in one inbox with multiple folders. One thing that I think I like to do as just personal preference is gonna click this view and then click layout here and then click ribbon. And I'm going to click classic ribbon. I really like the classic ribbon because it brings some of the old functionality to the new styling. You can see a lot more of the description of what each button does. So I'm going to go back here. And while we're at it, I'm just going to quickly highlight the fact that the sync button is now in a more prominent position. It used to be down here in this bottom right section. It's a little bit harder to read, to see, and most people didn't know it was there. But now you can click sync, and it will update your inbox to your most updated emails, and it will keep you all organized here. All right. Let me see here if I can get this going. All right. So next, I just want to talk about a little of the personalization that comes with this new Outlook. It's very brief, but as you knew from the old Outlook, you're kind of limited to how it looked. You might get a few colors here and there, but what we're going to do is, remember how I said that all of the settings were in that file section in the top left? Well, now all of your settings are going to be in this top right section. All right. And now I have the settings open here, and I'm going to go from settings to general to appearance, and you'll be able to see these more modern themes. These are newly added to Outlook, and there are new additions to making your Outlook feel a little bit more personalized, customized to you. So I'm going to add this theme here. It's called Alpine Glow. Wow. Save that and move on from there. So now you can see, let me try and see if you can see if I get out of my inbox here, go to my home. I guess you can see it in the background, but every time you open up a different window, it'll allow you to see that beautiful background. All of your colors are going to be gradient and styled towards that theme as well. All right, so a lot of the new features in New Outlook deal with the calendar and invites and notifications. But I want to quickly start with the calendar notifications. This new feature allows you to not miss a notification when your Outlook is closed, or you forget to open it to start the day, or you have an error where it needs to restart but it never reopens. This new feature in New Outlook will allow you to still receive notifications when your Outlook is closed. So I'm going to go ahead and go to settings, and then you're going to go to notifications, or general, and then notifications. Okay, 1 second here, let me readjust my screen. So you might have missed out on how I got to the new themes too. So I'm going to briefly go over that. So settings up here, general, appearance, modern theme. Cool, I clicked save on that. For this next one, what I'm going to do is click settings, general, notifications. Make sure that the notifications when Outlook is closed is on. So we're going to get notifications. We're going to drop this down. Send notifications when Outlook is closed. All right, we're going to save that. All right, and now we're going to say when calendar events. We're going to do this down here. We're going to make sure that there's a reminder. There's a reminder icon here. All right, and we're going to turn off the play sound because sometimes those sounds are a little bit tusky. So the next few features I want to quickly discuss are with scheduling a meeting. So when we go over here to the calendar icon in your Outlook, we're going to see the ability to view the calendar here. And so like normal, we're going to go over here and schedule a meeting. So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to double click on it so I can see the full breakdown. And I'm going to schedule this. I'm going to make this a 1 hour. We're going to make this a 1 hour meeting. Or I'm really struggling here. 1-hour meeting. All right, so I'm going to invite Mike Reffert, Adam Raleigh, and we're going to do just discuss ping pong. All right. So one of the cool things about with new Outlook's calendaring is that instead of having to type in, hey, this is a in-person meeting, and having to manually tell everybody that that's what it is, you can now quickly select this little toggle down here and select in-person meeting. It automatically adds it to the header here, and it informs everybody who's invited to the meeting that it is an in-person meeting. All right. One of the biggest hassles that I have found when scheduling meetings in general is the coordinating of everybody's schedule. One of the cool new features in new Outlook is the scheduling poll. So what you can do here is you can you have your listed out times of availability for everybody that you have included in this meeting here. So obviously we only have a couple selections here, but what it does is it allows you to select those 3 items, those or more, and send those over to those invitees, and you're able to let them select which, we're going to make that non-Teams meeting, and let them select which times work best for them. And with that, you're able to schedule the meeting immediately after the consensus has been made. And you can also hold those selected times on the calendars so that when you're trying to coordinate for a large quantity of people, it'll block off those calendar moments, those instances on their calendar, and then allow them to delete once the consensus has been made and the calendar event has been selected. All right, so I'm going to create that poll. It's been sent out, and I'm going to send this out now, and it'll create that meeting once we all agree on a specific time. So another cool feature about the calendar is there's a whole bunch of settings in regards to the events and invitations. All right, so I'm going to go over here to the settings again, and I'm going to go over to calendar. I'm going to go over to events and invitations, and you'll be able to see there's a bunch of different options down here. All right, so the one that I want to highlight really quickly is the automatically decline invitations that conflict with existing events. So a lot of the times we'll get meetings and we'll get double and triple booked when it goes throughout your day. This one will eliminate that from happening. It would automatically decline you from being from those meeting invites. Another cool feature is you have the option to delete invitations that come to your inbox after you respond to them. Sometimes you want to keep track of old meeting invites. This one is just a fun feature to keep on or turn off, just depending on how you like to keep your inbox clutter free or not. Another feature down here is the show declined events on your calendars. So that allows you to keep track of the events that you say, no, I can't go to, but you'd like to still remember that there's a meeting going on Friday, at 2:30, but I can't go. So while we are all busy, sometimes things fall to your thoughts, and it's good to know that even though you can't go to it, you can follow up on it and you can be reminded because it's on your calendar. So I'm going to show that. I'm going to click save, and that feature is now added to my Outlook calendar. All right. Another cool feature about the new calendar is the ability to start chats from the meetings. So you can see that this meeting here is set for later today, 1:30 to 2 p.m. So I'm going to right click on it, and it looks like because I didn't make it a Microsoft Teams meeting, I'm not able to chat with it. So I'm going to turn that on really quickly, click send. It's going to be, I should be able to chat with it. If you see this highlighted here, this option to chat with participants, instead of having to go to Microsoft Teams and have to create a separate chat with all of the participants of that specific meeting, you can now add a chat straight from the meeting on your calendar, and you should be able to not have to add any specific users to that specific chat instance. All right. So I'm going to briefly go back to the mail portion. All right. So one of my favorite features of the new Outlook is the ability to add different emails to your to-do list. I don't know if everyone here is a active user of Microsoft To Do, but it is a great way to be productive and stay organized with all of your to-dos and activity throughout the day. So I'm going to quickly show you how to do that. If you are a user of it, you should just have this option here up in the top right-hand corner to add a new panel to the side of your window here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this email for the ping pong as a task in my to-do list. All right. So it's being added to my to-do list here. And now you can see I have multiple items on my to-do list. I can block off time of my day to prepare for this. I could say, I want 15 minutes or 20 minutes before this meeting to prepare for it. And you can invite people to this meeting, to this time slot on your calendar. But it's really great for keeping track of all of your to-do list items, pulling over emails. I know that a lot of times I end up just flagging emails or putting them in specific folders, but with adding this new integration with Microsoft To Do into Outlook, you're able to just have it all in one place. It moves seamlessly from your desktop to your laptop to your phone, and you can all have the same to-do list across the board. But say you want to have this added to your calendar as an event or a meeting, what you can do is take the email, and as you probably saw before, I'm going to take this email and I'm going to add it as an event. All right, so now it pops up here. It adds all of the attendees that were required for that email, that were in that email thread. If I grab a different email that has more people in it, it will pull all of the attendees or the recipients of the email, and it will add them all as attendees for this specific meeting. So instead of going back and forth looking at your email, adding them to this certain meeting, or trying to determine which users are supposed to go to the meeting, you can pull that email thread, you can pull it into your calendar through this to-do list here, and then it will populate with every attendee that's supposed to be a participant. All right. Let me see here if I got any more tips and tricks before we head out for the day. I'm gonna close this one out. The last thing I briefly want to touch on is Copilot. I know that we've gone exhaustively over generative AI, and I know we've all some people don't have Copilot initiated in their tenant, but I do want to say that if you are using Copilot. It has much easier functionality in this new Outlook. You just click this button here, and we can ask it to draft an email to Mike Reffert about ping pong training. So we're gonna send that over. Copilot's gonna process it. And now we have a pre-drafted email to Mike Reffert, and we're gonna say a short and friendly response. And now it's writing my email. You could keep it, disregard it, make it longer, change the tone, and I'm going to say casual real quick. Again, these are just brief, very high level utilization of Copilot in the new Outlook here. It's very seamless and very easy to use. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to send it over to Mike here. All right. And then the last thing I'm going to have Copilot do is scan for emails listing Mike Calkins. Oops, poor spelling today. All right, we'll see if there's any good ones in here. Oh, look like there's a lot, but we'll stop generating. So there you can see there's a whole obviously you see our whole inbox here is full of a ton of emails. We just quickly gave it a quick prompt, and Copilot was able to provide several different responses of different emails that I have been a part of. So that's one of the really quick and easy features that I've been using with Copilot on my day-to-day. Awesome. Well, that goes over a bunch of the different features that I've learned over the year of using New Outlook. I hope that over the next 2 weeks, when Microsoft adds new features, we'll be there to learn them all together. And I hope that soon you'll be more comfortable when using your classic Outlook. Just click that New Outlook button in the top right corner. I hope that everyone has a great rest of your day. And Adam, was there any questions in the chat that we could get to, or?
There were no questions in the chat.
Sweet. Hopefully I was thorough.
And I'll take the screen back over from you, Mike. Thank you. Appreciate that. Great presentation, showing us some of the new features of New Outlook. And thank you all for joining today's edition of Fit Tech Tips, a new outlook on Outlook. We hope you all learned something new or feel more confident with exploring New Outlook. Please remember that link survey was dropped in the Q&A in this meeting. Please go ahead and click that link before you leave the meeting to open it up into a new tab so you can fill out the survey for us. We always appreciate that feedback. And that's been our edition for March Tech Tips. Until next time, happy emailing.